I can't stand the rain against my window, bringing back sweet memories. Hey, window pane, do you remember? Every time it rains, I hear that song in my head. Of course, there's other rain songs. Obviously, it's raining here in San Francisco. Miserable day, but I was able to take the baby out right in the cut, right before it started back up again. So I guess this signals the beginning of the rainy season in San Francisco. I don't remember. When the rain starts usually. I thought rain was for the fall season. Anyway, it's raining. Actually, it's raining real hard right now. People, I don't get it. I don't get what's wrong with your boy, Bill Cosby. So Bill Cosby gave a phone interview, and he said that he is going to do his entire 10 years. He was sentenced to 3 years to 10 years, right? And I guess the sentencing goes in Philadelphia. You do 3 years. They bring you for the board every year after that, after the initial 3, which he probably would get out in 3 years. He's already done 2. I mean, I can't imagine what he'd be doing. He's almost blind. He's 82 years old. I don't think he'd be getting no yard fights or things in prison. So I can imagine what he could do that would extend his sentence. All they're really looking for is remorse for your crimes, right? And Bill Cosby says, I will not confess, and I will not apologize, and I am not sorry. So I'll be doing my whole time. Is this the ramblings of an old man? Is this just the ramblings of a senile old man? I don't know, because Bill Cosby, he would be lucky if I don't think he got 10 more years in him. 8.5 more years. Let me see. He'd been there a year and a half. He would get out. He'd be 90 years old, 91 years old. I've been to prison. I don't know what he's thinking. It ain't like he confessed to a murder or something, or he can be retried for something. All he has to do, I would think that he would want to get out of prison. You want to die in your bed, in your home. But maybe all of this luxurious living and things doesn't mean that much to him anymore. Because what you're talking about is leaving a 4x4 cell and going back to living his mansion or however he lives, his Hollywood mansion or whatever. So even if he has got a ruined reputation, it would still, to me, be better than that little tiny cell with the toilet in the middle of the room and somebody there to smell your shit. Maybe he's kind of losing his mind a little bit. I suspected that about Bill Cosby anyway. So all he has to do is say that he's sorry for drugging these girls. Maybe in his mind, he feels like I didn't do nothing wrong. They liked it and all this kind of stuff. I was a movie star. They were happy to be with me. And perhaps there were a few that were like that really didn't give a shit. They did drugs anyway. They didn't care. But the overwhelming majority of these women who he had done this to came forward to testify against him. So even if they have, that would mean that he would lose in some of these civil cases or whatever. What difference does it make? Whether you're in or out, you're still going to have to pay it. Your estate is going to have to pay it. So I don't know what kind of litigation is going on now, but nothing is like freedom. There is nothing, I'll say it again, like freedom, like getting out of that hellhole. So I don't know, maybe the man's gotten comfortable in there. I don't think that's the kind of thing I'll be putting in publications. I'm going to be that stubborn. You already convicted. The whole story has been told by, what was it, 40 women or something like that? I mean, you're not guilty of any of them, Bill Cosby? Even though I heard you in your routine even say that you started out your sexual life by drugging girls with Spanish fly, putting it in their drinks. You've always done that, a whole lifetime. So maybe he thinks it's no big deal and they shouldn't be complaining. It doesn't matter what Bill Cosby thinks. I don't know why that man want to stay up in the rat hole. No matter how good you have it in prison, it does not match with one day on the outside. Anyway, so Bill Cosby's 82 years old. He's nearly blind, so he's certainly legally blind. When they were taking him in and out of court, they had to walk him. And he says that he will not apologize. Maybe it's some kind of legal thing. Maybe he's in some kind. Maybe this is some kind of a legal ploy, because he's appealing his conviction or whatever, and he can't say I'm sorry. He can't admit to wrongdoing. I don't see it for you, Bill Cosby. I just don't see it. You got grandkids and so forth. I would imagine you would at least want to see your grandchildren before you move on to the next life. Damn, that's stubborn. Being that stubborn tells me that there's some kind of mental illness going on there. Now, I did a lot of time in prison. I know a lot of guys in there who are institutionalized. But they were institutionalized because they've been locked up for 20 years or 15 years. They've been locked up a long, long, long time, right? So they don't even have any interest in getting out of prison. They get out of prison, they come back in 2 weeks. Institutionalized. I've never heard of anybody being institutionalized in a year and a half. So this leads me to think, Bill Cosby knows that story would get out. It's got to be some kind of legal maneuver that they're doing. I guess. Maybe if he says, I'm sorry, that'll make it official that he is guilty. They'll take it as a confession, which will open them up to other litigation. But money is not everything, baby. Don't you want to see Camille? I'm sure his life is probably pretty miserable in the last couple of years when he's fighting these cases and so forth. But you can be a hermit. You can stay. I'm sure he lives in big mansions and things. You just bring your life into you. People that care about you, love you, and your family, they can come and see you. You don't got to get out there in the world. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I would suggest that whoever is in his family, whatever lawyers, you got to be careful with these lawyers, though, because many times they have their own agenda. It depends on if it suits them better for you to stay in jail or to get out. But if people who care about him need to talk to him and say, don't do no more interviews. Your interviewing days are over. Right? You go to white folks call you on that board in 3 years. It ain't that big a deal to say I'm sorry for what I did. It ain't that big a deal. They want a little bit more than I'm sorry, though. They want you to convince them that you have remorse. And I understand that a lot of times they won't let you out on the first time. So it may take you a couple of times. But so what if he did 4 years? These are precious years. He's 82 years old. So we'll see what happens with this Bill Cosby situation. Yeah, I think they should have to. They might have to declare him crazy. Maybe if they declared him crazy, he can get out. Something like that. I don't know what he's up to. I don't know if he has his full faculties. When I was seeing him in the last few years before he went to prison, he did seem like he was kind of losing it, talking kind of crazy a lot of times. So maybe he's just losing his mind in there. Yeah, we didn't get to actually see him talking or see his body language or anything like that. We just got to hear a muffled voice on the phone. Bill Cosby, you ain't making no damn sense. You need to apologize for what you did, whatever it was. I think you only got convicted of 1 or 2 of these people. You need to apologize for it. Tell them I'm sorry. If it cost you money, so what? So damn what? You want to die in there or you want to die on the street? That's your decision. And why aren't your family contacting you and telling you that's the craziest damn thing you've done since you've been in there? 3 years ain't shit. It's nothing. A year and a half. He got a year and a half to go before he went to the board. He would probably get a lot of slack because he's an old man, because he's blind. He'd get hardship, release, whatever. They would be sympathetic to him, probably because of who he is, and probably because he has a perfect record and he's teaching. Apparently, he's teaching classes there in the prison. They would probably be lenient, maybe if not the first time, he'd get out on 4 years. Those are valuable years. You ain't got but a little bit of time left. But maybe 1 more year will do it for him, and he'll see the light. The closer you get to the gate, the more you'll begin to see the light, honey. You realize I can walk out of here today. If it's even a possibility I can get out of this hellhole, I'll take it. The hell with my pride. Okay, people. Oh, I'd hate the rain. Don't you like to hate the rain? Well, the thing about the rain is, you're damn. I don't have a car. I don't need a car. This is one great thing about San Francisco. The train comes right in front of my window. But usually I go to the gym and stuff like that, right? I'm already frustrated because it's dark, 5 o'clock. Now it's going to rain on me too, and it's freezing cold. I don't think so. This thing disrupts my whole life. God, if you're listening,